What holiday movies have you watched this season already, if
I
any?
haven't watched any yet. But
Well, this was your first one.
this is my first one. Christmas Vacation I usually save to like Christmas Eve. Like that's usually my Christmas Eve movie. And then Christmas Day, I think TNT replays Christmas Story like for 12 hours straight. So that's just always running.
Like Christmas Day viewing, I've put on Meet Me in St. Louis, which is fun. I usually watch Scrooged, Bill Murray's Scrooged, at some point in the holiday season. And then the 1990s Little Women, the Winona Ryder Little Women, I will watch around this time of year.
I never really considered that a Christmas movie.
I don't know why. I don't think I'm alone either. I think I saw something online recently about how like this is kind of universally considered a Christmas movie.
Been a fan of Little Women.
Well, that's fine.
Really.
Why?
Why? I don't know.
I understand being a fan of Amy, but you're not a fan of any of them? Any of the Little Women?
I've seen several different versions of the movie, and despite having seen it several times, I really can't tell you anything that happens in the movie.
You read the book, right?
Other than Joe, is that the name of the oldest one?
No, the oldest one's name is...
Who's the one that wants to be the writer?
Joe. That's Joe. But she's not the oldest one. She's the second oldest.
Okay. Well, all I really remember from Little Women, despite
who's Meg? Meg is the oldest. I was like,
is that she ends up falling for that guy that's like significantly older, or at least in the version that I've seen, instead of like the childhood boy that his name I can't remember. I think marries one of her sisters,
Lori.
And that's pretty much
you read
all I
the
can
book?
remember.
Like, do you know this story at all? I know this story very well.
I feel like it's one of those movies where nothing really happens. It's like slice of life, which is not my.
Evidently we have nothing to bond over then, because you have banished Little Women, which I credit with. There's a little element of every woman in Little Women.
Not me.
That's fine. Just not that you refuse to acknowledge, but it's there.
No.
They're all there. All right.
I also don't care for It's a Wonderful Life.
Well, yeah. I mean, Veronica has long notoriously hated It's a Wonderful Life.
Hate it. I'm just like, bleh.
Versus like our sister Vanessa, that was one of her favorite holiday movies. Because she loves Jimmy Stewart.
I like Jimmy Stewart.
Yeah, I don't know that I have.
I like the premise of the movie. I don't know. What? Maybe I have to watch it again. Maybe my adult this age me.
Well, what is your favorite holiday movie?
Like an old movie?
Like Halloween. Halloween is your go-to Halloween movie. What's your go-to Christmas movie?
Christmas Vacation, just for the funnies. And as far as like older movie, like a classic movie, Miracle on 34th Street.
Really?
Like the original version.
I just think that's so boring. I think I've only ever seen it once, and that's it. I'm like, done. No, I don't care. Yeah, I don't know if if
I can catch it, I also like White Christmas. Although not all of the musical numbers.
It hasn't all aged well, for sure. So as so few movies of that era did, I'm sure. Right. Well, the only other thing that I wanted to mention related to the movie we just watched is this past week there was a group of San Antonians? Is what you would say? San Antonians that organized to have the city's first ever Krampus parade. And so this was going to be through part of the city in celebration of Krampusnacht. So it was to take place on December 5th, which was this past...
Was it in San Antonio or was it in the Kings Williams district?
Is that not San Antonio?
Well, yeah. But the Kings Williams district, just to kind of put this in context, it's a historical district.
Yes, we're going to get to that.
Beautiful houses, yes, original German settlers.
Yes. So this was to take place on December 5th, which was this past Thursday at the time of this recording. But this event stirred up a lot of controversy from, the usual band of ridiculous people protesting it, pearl clutching. Earlier this week, Texas Public Radio had a story posted where a group called the San Antonio Family Association put out a statement condemning the parade, and they organized their own sort of counter demonstration in response to the parade. So I had to go look up what the San Antonio Family Association even is. Are you familiar with them?
No.
Yeah. I looked them up. They're just as terrible as you think they are. I'm embarrassed for them. They put out this statement, which I had sent to Ron. Did you read it, by the way?
Yeah.
It was so funny and so like SNL skit kind of. It was like somebody clearly wrote that. Somebody else read it and okayed it and said, yes, let's put this out for public consumption. So I am going to just read a little part of it, not the whole statement because I don't really care about it, but this little part of it, which I thought was hilarious. They say, quote, "This seems to be a concerted attempt by the devil to create Another reason to party, to actually shake people's faith in God, especially children, and rip a hole in the Christian heritage of our community known as San Antonio, aka the city of St. Anthony, all for just a fun time in another secular human tradition that'll be quote unquote good for business. We're linking that article for you guys. In that same article where that statement appears, Texas Public Radio also did get the input of two professors of German language who gave historical context on Krampus. It does come up in the reporting that the district that Ronnie is referring to, what Ronnie said is what the case is here. There is German heritage and there are German roots in parts of San Antonio. And so, these professors gave historical context, talking about the various ways in which our own Western culture has our own weird little things, including sometimes the combining of Christian and pagan traditions, i.e. the Christmas tree. The Christmas tree is a combination of those two realms. In the end, all was well. The Krampus parade in San Antonio went on as planned. Southtown and San Antonio's King William neighborhood were visited by Krampus on Thursday. And so we're posting that follow-up story that Nobody died.
No children were harmed.
Lots of fun photos. Everyone was festively dressed. They ended up having a bigger than anticipated showing of parade goers and supporters. So that was really cool. And I think that's awesome. I would have loved to have been there. You should have gone. You could have gone. You're close enough. Maybe next year.
These groups, not even thinly veiled religious groups that always protest things like that, they don't seem to get that the thing that turns people off from religion is people like them.
Yes.
Because they're hypocrites. There's a lot of people that are out there that call themselves Christians, and this is by no means everybody who believes in God or whatever higher power you believe in, but calling yourself a Christian doesn't make you a person who lives a Christian life with Christian values, at least not the values that I learned in Sunday school. So some of these people are some of the most un-Christian-like people. Y'all are the ones who are turning people off.
I'm not quoting exactly. I'm paraphrasing from the follow-up article that posts photos of the parade and how it all went down. But evidently they did have some of that Christian group or people from other whatever Christian groups who were following the parade and counter-protesting, not loudly. Like at no point did they ever ruin the fun for anybody or get too disruptive. But I think someone from the Krampus parade was like, hey, you know what? We're happy that everybody came out. Everybody had a good time. And if there's people out there that happen to be praying for us, that's fantastic. We'll take it. So I'm like, sure. You want to pray for me? Go for it. I'll take it. I'll take your prayers.
Yeah. Other people are allowed to celebrate whatever they want.
Yeah. What little I read of this association was just infuriating. They've been around since 2011, it sounds like, formed for all manner of stupid reasons, and they are continuing in their tradition of that today. Anyway, I'm so happy for San Antonio, for the people of San Antonio that did this parade, and I hope they'll do it again because we would love to come next year and be part of that.
Is it a yearly thing, or was this the first?
This was the first one, so hopefully they make it an annual thing. It'd be great.
Don't Watch at Night is a Nest production hosted by me, Veronica, and Valerie. Editing by Valerie. Music by Omar Chakor. Production support for this episode provided by Lorenzo Villarreal and Alex Street. Listen to new episodes of Don't Watch at Night every other Monday, and don't forget to give us a rate and review. It's the best way to help us grow.